Alright everyone, nice to meet you all. This is the first video I've made on this topic, something that I would say I'm very fortunate to be able to make this video. Look, the title of this video is going to say something along the lines of does fasting fix post-finasteride syndrome? Does fasting stop the side effects of finasteride if you've been experiencing it? And yeah, I feel like I can make this video, fortunately and unfortunately. Unfortunately because I have been through absolute hell over the last 18 months, most likely going through the exact same things you're going through if you've been through them. The list of things has been nothing but a never-ending list and has transformed over time in many ways as I've tried many things. Everything from brain fog. At my worst, I couldn't read on a piece of paper. I couldn't speak. Having malfunctions in the area downstairs. No sex drive, no emotions. Watery semen, or actually next to no semen at all. Not being able to breathe properly. Not being able to work properly. Like literally just having no emotions. There is a massive list. I can rant about this all day long because I do not know how the fuck these companies sell this drug. I have no idea, and it's very similar with Accutane. Unfortunately, and fortunately, I have spent lots and lots of time on forums, lots of time on YouTube videos, lots of time on paying coaches. If you've seen any of these YouTube videos of people in the space claim they can fix it, there's a very good chance I've worked with them, or at least tried working with them. And I will tell you right now, it is nothing but a disappointing, never-ending mess. Now, that's probably not the reason why you clicked on this video. You're obviously here to see does fasting help, and so I was going to talk about my experience. Now, I do want to say it's not all doom and gloom. That's definitely one thing for sure. There is, no one really knows or understands how to actually fix this, but I've managed to fix it. So just for background, I mean, I'm not going to claim I've fixed it, but for me personally, I've tried lots and lots of different things. I've invested over $30,000 fucking dollars in this. Now I'm in a blessed position where I can, afford to invest in this. But the way I looked at it, right, is like I literally can't. It was the most important thing in my life. It felt like I was going to die throughout this. It felt like my life was over. And so money didn't mean anything to me anyway. I had some money there. I'm like, I'm just going to figure this thing out. And that I did. And long story short though, I don't want to keep obsessing. I plan to make quite a few videos just kind of talking about certain things, but I want to talk about my experience in fasting. Now there was a guy on one of the forums who said like, you should go on fast, do this fasting thing, it will help out. And there's been a bit, like in the space that it seems like the issue, everyone in the space says it does epigenetic damage. Whatever that means does epigenetic damage. To me that felt like the world was ending. It meant that I was a victim of my circumstances. It meant that, whatever's happened to you is done forever now and your just body is like messed up, it's fucked. You just can't do anything about it. So don't buy into that idea, first of all, by the way. I do not buy into that idea whatsoever, but it did mess me up there for a little bit. They reckon that, it does epigenetic damage and it down-regulates your androgen receptors so that it just, even if your hormones are all good, it's got nothing to bind onto and blah. Also on another note, another one of the side effects that I had was that I couldn't feel my muscles. I used to go to gym. I do go to gym a lot. Not at the moment, but I couldn't feel my freaking muscles, man. Like I would be squeezing them like this, could not feel them. I couldn't get pumps at the gym, and pumps are one of the most joyful things a man can experience, right? If you do go to gym, you would understand. And so anyway, long story short, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do a 7-day fast. I'm going to, see what there is here, because there was this guy on the forums, I can't remember what his name was, and he was just going on about how if you do the fasting, if you do I think it was carnivore, so I was doing all of it at the time, I was doing keto, do all these things. Main one was fasting, it was like a juice fast, like do that and it should help you. Anyway, so long story short, I did a little 4-day fast and it did okay. So what did I notice? I noticed that in the mornings, after about day 2, in the mornings, I would wake up and I would have like a bit more of a sense of euphoria. I would be less like depressed. I would, I remember walking down to the park and thinking like, shit, like I actually kind of feel something right now. This was my genuine life experience. I've hopefully by now you can tell I've actually lived this fucking hell. And most people who are out here who are making videos on it, they haven't been through hell. They haven't even really been through it. A lot of them, I'm speaking not for all of them, but there are a lot of them. And I've never seen anyone who has done the stuff that I've done to be able to get to the point where I am now, which is like, pretty much completely sorted. I've never seen anyone recommend it, by the way. It's a super weird thing, super weird protocol. We'll worry about that another time. But anyway, yeah, I started noticing like, I actually feel pretty good. Like day 2, day 3, whatever, like I'm starting to feel pretty good. It was very, very weird. And then on day 4, I broke the fast, I went to gym, and I was shocked. I was like, fuck, I can like feel my muscles, I got a pump. I'm like, bro, I'm back. And so pretty much after that, I'm like, I thought I was all good. I'm starting to feel these emotions, starting to feel euphoria, waking up, like feeling good, being able to concentrate. And then 2 days later, back to normal. Not back to normal, but like back to where I was before. So I had this really, really good couple of days, and then I was like, okay, back to normal. And I was thinking at the time, like, what the hell is going on? Like, I literally just experienced, muscles working, get all these things that are feeling good. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Now, I did end up finding out, not long after that apparently when you do fast, so that was the first day fast. So I did a 4-day, just water, pure water. And then I ended up doing a 7-day juice fast. And that in itself was another whole mission in itself. I ended up having to, it was celery, it was pretty much just celery, I believe. I would have to look back, but I just did pretty much the celery, and it was disgusting. So after like 3 days, I just transitioned to bone broth, and I was well deep within ketosis in that stage. And yeah, I mean the exact same thing happened. The euphoria in the mornings, pumps back at gym, but sure enough, when I broke the fast 2 days later, all of the things kind of went back to normal, and it didn't actually fix it as such. But it was an interesting little data set that I got along there. When I don't eat food, I'm not having these issues, and I'm getting my pumps back at gym after I break the fast. What I went on to learn, and this is something you can fact check it yourself, but kind of along the beliefs that I've held, is that apparently your androgen receptors are like way more sensitive when you actually break the fast. It does a upregulation or some kind of thing. Now, like I said, you can fact check that, but it was something that I found, a piece of information that I found after, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. It's clearly an androgen receptor issue, and that was kind of where my beliefs went. And so I was just thinking, okay, androgen receptor issue. When I don't eat, the issues seem to like kind of go back to a good state. So yeah, that was very, very, very interesting. Now, I just wanted to quickly say off the bat, like, fasting, I don't think it's not the answer to this. It's the answer to this video. Does fasting improve post-finasteride syndrome, or does it fix it, or does it whatever? The answer is no. Like, through my experience, I've done about 3 or 4 at this point. It does not fix it. This is a very, very complicated issue. So there's your answer. No, it doesn't fix it. But in my journey, it was very much a big puzzle piece in figuring out what was going on. And let me tell you, believe me, I have played this like a problem solver. I am a problem solver by nature, and I've figured out, like, I put a lot of time into this. So I might even just show you now, like, very, very quickly. I'll show you very, very quickly. Like, I was speaking to so many different people, and I didn't want them to, like, I needed them to understand exactly what I was, like, where my life experience had led me to. So, I pretty much made a timeline from the very first time that I took. I actually started with minoxidil and started seeing some really bad effects with minoxidil. It went from minoxidil, then to finasteride, oral finasteride, and then it went to oral minoxidil. That fucked me up even more. I ended up going to hospital after 7 days on that, which was messed up. And then after that, I was like, clearly in a desperate place at this point. I ended up getting dutasteride injections in my head, and that was when things really got bad. But this has been a long cycle. Just to show you, to demonstrate the point that I have been playing this problem-solving game, and have been investing a lot of time and a lot of money. This is my timeline. This is my timeline. I don't know if you can see that very well, but I've gone in incredible depth. There we go. Went on topical minoxidil inconsistently between June to 2023 to blah blah blah. This here is when I started doing it very consistently, and I had like a full breakdown of like, what my journal entries look like around that time, the side effects I was going through. If you want, you can try and pause that if you want, but yeah, that's all very, very personal information that I've managed to gather over this period of time. But the point of what I'm showing you is that I understand. I've tried it all. I've literally tried it all. Fasting is not the issue. The issue is much bigger than that. And yeah, I mean, look, fasting definitely won't hurt. I think if anything, there's a positive thing to take out of fasting, which is like, well, I mean, first of all, it's really healthy. It's really healthy, but it's not going to. The issue is it doesn't lie in the fasting. Yeah, it's really healthy to begin with, and it also gives you hope because you realize that, like, you know, the way you're perceiving the world around you, you know, with these feelings, these emotions that you're experiencing, or lack of emotions that you would be experiencing, you know, sometimes you get into this cycle where you think that's just how it is, when really it's not. You're in an altered state of being. You're not. Things aren't right. And so when I went through the fasting, I realized, like, oh, okay, this state is achievable. And it kind of gave me hope in a little bit of a way because I did feel better there for a bit. I was like, okay, it's possible. I'm gonna read you out a little journal note from when I did the fasting, just to give you a bit of an understanding of where I was in my life at this point, just to show you what I was feeling. So this is on March 20th, a Thursday, 2025. Yeah, I'll read it out. The curtains are lifting, the sunshine is becoming beautiful, the birds are singing, the little things are becoming satisfying once again. Life isn't meant to be easy, you're not meant to be comfortable, humans don't grow in comfort. I thrive when I'm uncomfortable. Today was the end of my 4th day on the fast, 3 days left, let's bring it on. My body is healing, I'm deep in ketosis, have been doing tests with my strips and very deep in ketosis. Today was tough, mentally and physically. I didn't perform my best with the client check-in, I wasn't very functional. The fast is taking a toll on my mental cognition, but this is the price I am willing to pay for a 1% increase in health, pushing me further closer to the bow I am meant to be and once was. The pain makes me feel like it's working, like I'm getting closer. It's satisfying, makes me remember that I am in control of my body and mind. If I can do this, I can do anything. If I've even started to feel mild emotions of things I haven't felt in over 12 months. Man, I'm looking forward to a steak, and it will be enjoyed. Just like getting a GT3 after a hard struggle. I mean, GT3, I love cars, and I was obviously fantasizing Porsche GT3s here. If you get things too easy, you just don't appreciate them as much. The struggle is what gives its value. I had a reflection which I discussed with a friend of mine today, which is, you know, whatever. His name's in the book, I just say a friend of mine. The law of detachment. Everything is working out. You don't need to put all the pressure on yourself to perform. The suspense, the pressure you put on yourself to perform is what pushes your goals and desires to the side. Let go. Flow. Just be... If I flow... Anyway, I can't really read this very well. If I just flow, I'll make fun out of the daily rituals. I'll want to do it more. I'll flow. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty long, but you can see where I was there. I was celebrating the wins, so I felt terrible. Obviously, I hadn't eaten in like 3 or 4 days, but I felt emotions. I remember feeling emotions, feeling good. That was something that was like pretty cool to feel, you know. So, yeah, I mean, I plan to make a few more of these videos, try and help people out. Like I said, I've been through all of this kind of stuff. And I feel for you. If you're going through this, I very much feel for you. It sucks, but you will come out of it if you just don't stop. If you play this game, play like a problem solver. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner, I'm a problem solver by nature. Was just no way I wasn't going to figure this out. I mean, the body is just a bunch of systems. You can figure it out. You just need to know what to do, bro. Like, that's literally it. So, yeah, I'm thinking of making some more videos, but I just thought I'd make these because there's a lot of conflicting information online. Go on Reddit, it's doom and gloom. Don't spend your time on Reddit. It is not good for you. There's 2 parts to this. There's one which is the physical aspect, and the other side which is the mental aspect, and they both play into each other. And if you're on Reddit all day, you're going to be just in your own head. You know, for me personally, I was just in bed. When I was in that state of mind, I was in bed all day, like, going over my mind. I didn't enjoy anything in life. Like, it was fucking terrible. So yeah, it's pretty important. Get outside, go see some friends. You're going to feel terrible, but look, just see it like this. I like reading books. And Viktor Frankl, he was a Holocaust survivor. He wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning, and for me, like, I just kept reminding myself that your suffering has meaning. It took me a very, very long time. I mean, honestly, I didn't. I thought it felt like it was going to die. I felt like I was going to die when I was going through this. But it got to a point where it's like, even where I am now, I'm very, very grateful that this has all happened. I feel quite almost gifted in a way where, like, I'm much, much stronger, much more richer appreciation of life. Like, man, like, I've been through hell. I understand it. So just keep in mind, like, your suffering has meaning as well. Like, this is, just think about it. Although it might feel like it's terrible right now, there is a way out of it. And you if you don't give up, you will make it out. Like, that's just how it is. So yeah, I thought I'd just make that, look for the positives in it. It sucks, yes, but it is making you into a far more competent person. Look, thanks for watching. If you have made it this far, I wish you the best of luck. There's been so much I've been through to be able to get to this point, to be able to make this video. I just feel like I just don't even know where to start because there's been so many things that I've had to do to actually get to this point. So anyway, wish you the best. Talk to you soon.